Nicole.
It's Tuesday. This is
You
two
know,
weeks in a row.
I
I have
should say
back to back with this guy over here. Two.
it's Tuesdays with Big Papa because
Yes.
Nicole has been doing all the stuff and I've been out of commission
No,
with my
you've been doing your
kidneys.
stuff, but it's been crazy busy. But
But
it's
it
been
feels
really
good to be
fun.
back in the studio again.
Yes, it is.
So tell me what
Well,
you donated a basket to Soul Dogs. Tell me about that.
oh yeah. So well, the first one is back to us being back in here and everything else. Season two, with Trip Parks, we're going to be doing stuff with their podcast. So we are going to be on that soon. And then I was also informing Mark that a great organization called Soul Dog. It actually has a cult-like following, and it has amazing volunteers, just people who truly care. They're actually on 9 News in Colorado, quite a bit and stuff with their like where to go see their foster puppies and different things to like adopt. But they have a gala that's coming up. I think I have to look at it. It's either this weekend or next weekend. I thought it was next weekend, but they've got a gala that's coming up that we donated a $120 basket to so that they could raise money. And then we also donated one of our dog tinctures to them to help with the foster puppies and get through that. So it was great. And yeah, so I will actually be going to also attend the gala when they have it. So like I said, I probably should figure out if it was this weekend or next weekend, but but I will be attending to
That's
go
awesome.
try, yeah, to try to go help. Like let's see what stuff was donated and let's go try to bring in some money. So I'm going to go help out. But I thought that that was actually like a really great, once again, thing to do, is just giving back for animals, to really kind of push the animal products line, just like our Texas Canine University and everything else. So I'm really excited for them actually that they get to go do that. So we've got that. We did talk about taxes because, of course, big old tax season. So we did that behind the scenes. But yeah, it's just been kind of great, crazy educational videos. I'm getting ready to post one on the
Well,
rules and regulations.
let's go back to the taxes
Oh,
because
okay.
I think as part of our small business mentoring and coaching,
Yeah.
um, it's important to let small businesses know that you know you need to look around your circle to get professionals that can help you be organized, especially if you're really good at what you do,
Right.
but the business thing really isn't your best thing that you do.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, and to be able to find not only professionals to lead you in a positive, healthy, right direction, that they're actually going to like bring you there, but professionals that you can actually learn from
yes,
and do things.
they,
And that's one thing is Mallory, even over the past 2 weeks, I have learned exponential amounts of things from that wonderful woman who has dealt so much with me. I kind of feel bad. She's answered a lot of my phone calls.
they need to be a teacher at heart.
Yeah, right.
And
Exactly.
if you have a bookkeeper that is
Hmm.
handling your day-to-day affairs to keep things organized, and then a CPA that puts everything together at the end of the year to make sure that
Hmm.
you're filing your returns the way you're supposed to, and everything's organized enough to where you're submitting and paying the right amount of money, but
Right.
you're also keeping things organized to where you're getting to write off the right amount of things that you need to do as well,
Hmm. Right. Right.
because
Yeah.
you
No,
could
I
miss
think that it's absolutely amazing.
expenses. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so excited.
So go ahead. You're going to say something else.
Oh no,
I
that's just
interrupted
what
you. I said
I've
back
been
up and
doing
go to
and
the
stuff the
bookkeeper.
past few weeks. It's just when you're dealing with small businesses, like you're still trying to get out there, you're still trying to talk to people. That's why, like, and still, of course, always trying to give back, which is why we're trying to not only promote the business and try to get out there with other people that may not have like known the brands prior and stuff, but be able to give back to by doing something like with Soul Dog. Like it's just been you know, I feel like the first few months of like this year, especially like with taxes, turning things over, but this is our first full like actual year of Synergy CBD labs and stuff. It's like trying to get all the nooks and crannies all done. And it's been really nice. Even certain things with Kim, because I've had to reach out to Kim a couple times because our site was saying something and she finally got it fixed and stuff. So like it was saying something weird right before you got on that, it like almost that it wasn't like a trusted site. And so we went through
And did
over
she
like
get
a,
that? Did she
yeah,
get
it was
that
like a
taken
10-day
care
time
of?
frame that was kind of good. It was like it would glitch on and then come off and do it like really weird things. So she finally got that fixed. But yeah, just kind of doing different things to try to work out all those fun nooks and crannies.
And
I love
tell
it.
me about your marketing efforts. I got a
Oh,
call.
like with
I
my
got a call
videos?
from somebody the other day that was just really, really impressed with your videos that you're doing, especially since you're doing TikTok videos, but then you're
Yes.
sharing those to other medias. You're sharing those to LinkedIn, and that's
Mhm.
where that guy saw your content.
Was actually, and it's weird because I have gotten an insane amount of like yeah, I think on all social media platforms, that's one thing that at first I thought like you're being a failure because you're getting, you know, like a couple hundred views on here. You've gotten, you know, like like, you know, something in like the tens, like 47 views on here or something. And like you just at first I was really hard on myself. And then I learned just kind of when you put it on everything, like it's just more people seeing it all together. But like the one that's really kind of skyrocketed with tons of views and stuff is LinkedIn. That's been kind of crazy, but it's another way of that I'm trying to go about with marketing and stuff where we're not only promoting the product and I can talk about it, slip it in and stuff, but how I don't get any of the videos taken down or flagged or anything else is that we're sticking to an educational purpose with it all and stuff, that there is a tiny bit of promoting where it's not enough to get flagged because they try to say that we're pushing to an underage market and that they're drugs and they're hallucinogenics and like it's so psychedelic, and that's not what it is at all. It's just strict CBD. It is federally regulated across the entire country. Like anybody any age can take it. Like so it's another way of trying to find doing it in a multimedia kind of way and stuff without getting flagged, taken down. Of course, sticking away from any false claims because we can't make any medical claims, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been fun. So I'm really excited that Jay actually saw it of all things on LinkedIn.
Well, and I did a video. If I didn't do a video, I'm it's on my list of videos to do, and that is small business content creation, especially micro video, TikTok,
Okay.
and YouTube
Yeah.
Shorts. I wanna say emphatically, people need to know that going viral is one thing,
Right.
but it's not necessarily the biggest indicator that you're making successful
It
business
is
content
not. Because if they
because
don't continue to come back and you just have one viral video, there it doesn't ensure that all those same amount of people that were viral are going to continue coming
well,
back.
they might not even be going viral for the right reason.
That's very true.
If
That's
you put
very
a
true.
viral song in there and you do some dance steps, they
Mhm.
like it, you go viral, but it has nothing to do with your business or your
No,
relationships or your
right.
customers. It's just a video that got a lot of views. You didn't get
Mhm.
any business out of it. But
No.
one video that reaches the right person for
Mhm.
you could have 4 views, and one of them is a tattoo shop that gives you a
Yeah.
bunch of business. That's a
Mhm.
more successful small business social media um, effort than a
Right.
video that gets 5,000 views and has nothing to do with your business.
Well, not only that, but like to even be one of those, I would find it more successful for like people who are content creators that are selling something, that they're both successful with the contents and the sales. That's what I find to be more successful. You don't have to do viral, you don't have to do anything, but it is very nice too, because since I've been sticking to a specific subject and then I will add it in the lines, you don't have to go see every video. You can go see ones that actually just pertain to you, where it may give you some more information on like, oh, does this CBD product, and even just basic things within our company, like what would be a better fit for them? Would it be a topical? Would it be an edible? Do they need help calming down? So do they need something more like CBN and stuff versus just regular CBD? So that's why I've been kind of doing it the way that I've been doing it, all with the helps of really you, Mark, and stuff, because this is your avenue. You're teaching me the multimedia to not be fearful of it, to get out of my shell kind of way,
And
to do these
you are
things.
doing awesome.
Well, thank you. It's all great. It's all thanks to you, sir.
Well, we're all together in this big thing.
Right.
And I'm just happy to, be able to get up and help somebody,
Well, and I'm happy that you are just able to get up today.
I know. And
This guy over here, man.
a lot of the viewers may not know that, I'm going through kidney shutdown and I'm on dialysis. I'm getting better, waiting to get a transplant. And, I still have some of the itchiness left over because of some of the toxins that are built up in my body, but probably 70% better.
Right.
So if you see me itching a little bit and it's distracting, that is what it is. I promise I'm not on meth.
It's
I wish I was sometimes, but
well, if he was, that we would be informing him of CBD products that will help
yes,
ease
we would. Yes, we
getting
would.
off the meth.
A safe alternative.
A safe
But
alternative.
you're doing a great job, Nicole. And one of the things that I want to introduce for you to start doing is the concept of businesses helping other businesses.
Okay.
And you do that very well as an individual.
Thank you.
What we're going to do now is we're going to take it to the next level. And there's a Facebook group that we can send people invitations to. It's a private group, and it's called the Colorado Elite.
Okay.
And the Colorado Elite group is going to be designed to provide feedback for each other's business. And for instance, let's say that Synergy CBD Labs and Trips Business Performance,
Right. Mm-hmm.
we are in Colorado Elite together. And
Right.
so what we're doing is we're responding, liking, and sharing each other's content. And the more liking, sharing, and responding that we get, the more the algorithm puts out the popularity of that company. So one begets another.
That.
So
I love that, because I kind of do that with, I don't share.
You do an excellent job. Anyone that's related to you, if you want to get support, be friends with Nicole.
That is one thing that I will be your biggest cheerleader. Like, if I think the absolute world of you, like, I just want the best for people. And if like your best is, I don't know, just live your dream, man. Yeah. No, I love it.
And that's one of the hardest things for a small business to get is responses and likes, so that your content floats up to the top of the algorithm, because the social medias want to show people things that are popular, and they judge things that are popular by the likes, comments, and shares. So I will be given classes about how to do that inside that Colorado Elite group.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's great.
So if anybody has a business that they'd like to nominate to be in the Elite Colorado group, send it to us and we'll get you added. And obviously you have to be giving out 100% good customer service and creating content and having an audience of your own to bring to the table.
So Amy, the one that's within the cannabis industry, I really want her on. And I was trying to get her on when you were sick, but they were packing because they're kind of, I love everything, but I mean, essentially they have a camper and they travel all over and stuff and just find new places to like move to and stuff and just experience life. And so she's usually here for both hunting and skiing season. And so she's packing up to leave, but she's also super big within the marketing industry,
Oh,
both
good.
self-marketing, but also cannabis. And I think that you would genuinely really enjoy having a conversation going back and forth with her over all that stuff, just because it's so much your world mixed with a little bit of like my world and stuff, but like it's like what to do and stuff. And I think that she would be a fun one to add as well, since she is technically in Colorado 3/4 of the year. But
No, let's get her on. You
yeah, I
know,
think something like that, but even to add her into the group, she would be a great
oh,
person.
absolutely. And just
Yeah.
tell her, to send me a message and I'll add her to the group.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Like, hooray, Amy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's the idea of just getting a little bit better every time. And
Right.
we had
Mhm.
Daniel from Integrity Painting on our show a couple of weeks ago, and he started his own podcast, and it
Okay.
spurred him to do his own show. So I'll reach out to him, have him on our show, and then he'll have
Mhm.
us on his show.
Yeah,
And
I would love to do that, because even the cross promotion of the shows, once again, like with Trip and all them, I would love to have them on the show, just because they're so. What I really like about Trip and Brett is that it's, I mean, really and stuff, that they're genuine people that are truly trying to help people get back. So that's what kind of our thing is. So to have
honestly,
people like
if
that on there, I
if
think it's great.
everyone that we have on our show does their own podcast after they deal with us,
Right.
I love it.
Aw,
And
yay.
and if you need a coach, Dion Miller does
Oh
coaching
yes,
for
Dion.
people to set up their own podcast. So
And he's always running classes for different things, but
he
he's
is.
always running. Yeah. I feel like I get lots of invites from him for like different things. So if it pertains, yes. If it doesn't, I'm like, this is great of him. I love that he's just constantly getting himself out there.
Yeah, he is a good one.
Yeah.
And he does a lot in the charity space, the
Yes.
recovery and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's why he's like always doing something, like some form of podcast, like speaking, educating, any of that stuff. So it's very admirable.
Well, and that's another example of, you don't have to go viral to help somebody. His big
Right.
thing is
No.
helping people that are in addiction get recovery. And you don't have to have 10,000 people
Mm-mm.
going viral on your video to reach that one person that really needs to go get help, and they don't die from their disease of
Right.
alcoholism or fentanyl. He's got a big fentanyl
Mhm.
thing going. And,
No.
if one person hears that message, then that's a win for him.
Right.
So,
No, I think that it's amazing what he does. Just helping people and stuff. And in that kind of space, they're sometimes they can be a little bit more irritable and everything. And he helps them very nicely. So it's great to sit there and have somebody doing something positive out there. Yeah.
yeah.
And all their like podcasts too. I love it.
Well, and if you look at a guy like me who's kind of semi-retired because of my illness, being able
Nothing's gonna
to
stop you.
reach out to people, even though I'm homebound, it's a big thing,
Right.
and if people can share that knowledge, especially, to other communities that are bound,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like nursing
Right.
homes, or,
Yeah.
people that are kind of stuck at home, single moms are got all
Mhm.
these kids, and they're at home and they're trying to work from home.
Right.
we can use all this technology to help each other. And if helping each other means, hey, there's just somebody else out there. I watch Mark and
Mhm.
Nicole's show and I realize, she has tattoos that she doesn't like, that she's getting removed. Maybe she
Yes,
got
I am.
that she really does like. Mark's got some tattoos. He's going to get some more of them. And, Mark's got these health problems, or Nicole's dealing with this thing with her kids, and they're struggling through whatever they're doing or triumphing. And everybody's sharing the same highs and lows, and that's what
Right.
I love about our show is we're real with people. We're not trying to,
Oh,
tell everybody everything's perfect, because
no.
it's not. We make
No, and
mistakes,
it's
and
stressful and it doesn't happen just overnight, and like you're constantly learning. That's been huge. Like literally over the past handful of weeks, especially with Mark being down, like learning so much, like none of it's a bad thing. It's great because it just builds you up as a person and helps you progress further in life. So
well, and it's
I
like
look
we
at it as
talked
a
about in the green room before the show.
Mhm.
You don't have to be 100%.
No.
You
Well,
know,
and like
if you try to be perfect, you're not going to win the battle, because um,
because it's
if
not
you're
a straight
70%
line.
good,
Mhm.
that's huge.
Right.
I mean, you take 0
Mhm.
and you're watching your television and you're playing on your phone and you're not engaging in anything.
Right.
That's 0.
Ugh.
You try to do a little home-based business where you're
Mhm.
crocheting something and you make a little Facebook page and you sell something on Marketplace. That's 70% way better than doing nothing.
Mhm. Right.
And
I
if that little
agree.
crocheting business fails,
Mhm.
so be
Then
it.
it's done. Then
Try
it's
something
done.
else.
Mhm.
And my granddaughter is just absolutely gorgeous.
She is like and it's stunning. Like
Yeah.
that is she's
She is
absolutely gorgeous.
going to
Beautiful.
CSU and
Mhm.
struggling
She's
to
a
find
hockey player, so she's a
struggling to
badass
find a
too.
job. And these kids are just applying and applying and applying, and they can't get jobs. And it's a big problem.
What
You
is she
know,
trying to get a job in
she's
out there?
applying everywhere. She's putting all these applications in, and it's a big national thing. People are not hiring, because of the
Oh yeah,
economy.
no, yeah, I agree. Well, they're shutting down places left
It's
and right.
crazy.
Yeah.
And
Mhm. I just heard that they're shutting down $1,000 stores. Like, and you've got super low income people that like they kind of rely on those
well,
places
the
sometimes
problem
and stuff.
is, they're trying to raise the rates for all these workers, which, it's fine, but the businesses can't afford to hire the workers because the pay's too high.
Mhm.
So now the workers have expenses that are going up. I mean, it's a little crazy time. But,
It is.
to finish the thought that I was saying is I told McKinsey, I said, hey, keep trying and just
Yeah.
realize it's not you, it's the
Mm-mm.
situation.
Well,
And
and it's just paving way for her to have a like the universe, I feel like is paving a way for her to be on her specific right track.
but you need to hear from somebody else and saying, look, it's not you,
Not
it's
you.
the
Mm-mm.
situation. Like for instance, you and I have had relationships in business that
Yes.
were not enriching.
No,
And
not
then
positive, nothing. It
and then
wasn't
we've had other relationships like this one of ours that is
exactly.
super fruitful.
And positive and
Yes, and you're
enriching.
growing, I'm
Yeah.
growing, everybody is get benefiting, and it in those relationships before that were toxic or narcissistic, we can find out, hey, look, it wasn't me. It was
Right.
a toxic situation. Of course, maybe a
Mhm.
little bit of it was me, and maybe I need to work on that. But as a whole, it's not that I'm a bad person. I can keep
No.
trying, I can keep going and be successful. And that's the main thing that I want everyone to watch our show.
Right.
And I want them to know that you are good enough and we're not better than anybody. We just keep trying.
Yeah. You can't give up, but no, like we definitely do not give up that.
And we didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Zero.
No.
We
Well,
didn't know
and
how to do any of this stuff. And then we get together and it's like, hey, look at this. Remember, we got to go back to our first podcast and say, hey, look what I can do. You know, we didn't start
which
off
is crazy because
doing
like
the
our
show.
first podcast, yeah, like we've had some ups and downs, but just being super positive throughout the whole thing, like learning, like we learned to get where we were. Like even now, I'll talk way more now. I still learn. I never go back and watch myself. I will probably stop doing it if I did. I won't. I
No,
don't
you
do
you
that
are doing
stuff.
you're doing so good.
Oh,
One of the
it makes
stories
me
I
nervous.
tell people is I started my computer company in 94. And then in the early stages of eBay, when it was first started, I sold a hard drive on eBay, and I took a picture of the hard drive on my desk. And one of my employees was sitting on the other side of my desk, so his picture was in it too. And then, you know, that's where it started. And then we ended up doing millions of dollars in
Right.
sales on eBay later, and all the professional pictures and all the other stuff. But it started off with some
But you
picture
learned.
of a
Oh,
guy and a hard drive and a desk or whatever. And, you know, that's the way it starts. And you just have to be able to kind of jump in, because you're not going to get any improvement unless you start.
No, that's it. And it's funny that you say that because I literally was just telling my husband that's like how far he's gone even in his journey of owning his own business and doing stuff. Like so much now to where like we ended up eventually getting, well, I say we, it's him. It's all him. That's all his company. I do nothing for it. I annoy him. I know that. But and when we go places, I usually tend to spend money versus like for myself. But that being said, he's done so well to where like at one point we're like, we need to get a storage unit. So he got a storage unit, and now like he needs an even bigger storage unit. And where he was in the beginning and where he is now, it's mind blowing. Plus everything he learns about things constantly because he deals with tons of antiques. So he's always, there's tons of different things to learn in there. So
Oh, absolutely.
he's always doing that. But like, no, it's the same way, like listening to it, like learning new things, like you can't be hard on yourself. I try to be his cheerleader because he does not have a business partner. He doesn't have anything. It's just him. So I try to be that optimistic one for him. But yes, like I love that. I love when somebody starts something, you're learning, you're going through things, you're going through the ups and downs. It's amazing.
Well, and you know what else is it's financially beneficial, which I love. And
It really is.
the other thing that happens is it widens your circle just a little bit more. And it's like, oh, here's my auction friends, or here's my, you know, my resale friends, or here's my motorcycle friends, or whatever. And you're doing these little activities. And you know, we were talking about Jay Tittman. And he owns Rocky Mountain Business Products, and you know, he's kind of become our friend because we kind of cross promote each other in the CBD and hemp space.
And he's so nice.
And you don't run into somebody else unless you're doing something else, and then you make this connection.
Right.
And it's good to have a diversity in those people, because you become more well-rounded, and you know, you're not just talking to the same person.
Right.
And we don't ever talk about politics because we don't like the negativity. But if people could just talk to other people and say, oh, I don't agree with 70% of what you say, but I do agree with 30%. So you could be 30% friends. You know, leave the
not only that, but like that's at least a jumping off point. Like the same with our politics. There's something.
It's enough. Connect on the 30% and leave the rest of it alone.
Right.
because
Like, it's a
I
jumping
don't
off thing.
care. I don't care if you change your mind. And you see,
Right.
that's the biggest thing, as it relates to that kind of stuff is I believe one way and you believe another way. And
Mhm.
instead of just talking about it and experiencing those differences, if somebody doesn't convince you to come over to their side, then you're mad.
Right.
It's
Well, and
crazy.
I find that, yeah, like, I find it to be so, I don't know. And I think that it's really good to have so many, not so many different opinions, but a lot of different opinions, because I feel like somebody else's way might work a little bit better than what my way of doing things was. And so that's why I'm never just set in my ways. Like, yeah, let's try this. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then we'll go on to like the next thing. And that's why, yeah, I don't, when it comes to politics or anything else, that's probably why we do so well with not speaking about them or anything else, is because we're all about working,
Yeah.
like
Well, it's
trying to see it work.
it's the particular time and the
Yeah,
appropriate space. And
that's
I
true.
don't believe in what we do on our content that it's ever appropriate for us to talk about that on my
Right.
financial.
Oh yeah, with ours, unless it's rules and regulations
Exactly.
on doing it, I absolutely agree. Like, that's really the only time that we ever
But on
talk
my
about
financial show, I touch
business
on
stuff.
things a little bit just because it affects people so much.
Oh, yeah. Well, because it's what it pertains to. Yeah, like, if somebody just randomly brings that up, that would be like bringing up religion in this. Like, that religion has no place in this. We don't do that either.
Yeah, and I think there's appropriate times and places for everything, and
Right, right,
as long as you don't run the other person down, you know,
right.
then you can share your ideas. And as I get older, my dad used to harp on me. I mean, he died over 20 years ago, and back in my youth, I used to be a real staunch Republican type, and he was
Mhm.
not. And he would say, Mark, you need to be more in the middle. You need to be more seeing both sides and all this other stuff. And that's become true as I get older. I move
Mhm.
more to the middle. You know,
And that's actually very true. I feel like it's the more you learn and educate yourself, that it's not black or white. There's definitely a gray area.
if you would have went and talked to my college self and said, you're going to be owning a marijuana company. I was a resident hall advisor in college, and
Or like a crazy successful entrepreneur or
I
any
used
of
to
that
have to
other stuff.
kick people
Yeah.
out of the dorms for smoking pot. They put a
Right?
towel underneath or whatever. And I was like, hey, I got to kick you out of here, or I got to write you up or whatever. And if you would have told that guy, hey, not only are you going to be okay with marijuana, you're going to own a part of a company that
Yeah.
does that.
That does it. That's okay. I'm the same way too.
Crazy.
I know, right? I used to think, well, growing up with my dad being a police officer, that it's like the worst thing. You can't do it. Like, it's a gateway drug, like, all those stereotypical things, that it absolutely isn't. I learned later on. But no, I get it.
But we
Who would
changed.
have thought? I like, if you would have told me that and stuff in high school, I'd be like, yeah, right. My dad's gonna kill me over that.
If we can
And it's like, all right.
change and grow and diversify ourselves, that is the secret to success. Every business that I've
Exactly.
ever owned had to change. And if you're
Mhm.
willing to change and grow, then you're going to be successful. And if
Mhm.
you're not, then you're not going to be successful because
Well,
times will pass you by.
change and grow and learn, like, actually learn, because the only way you're going to change and grow is if you learn both from the positive and the negative, and then you grow from there. Because, like, to keep repeating the same mistake to try to get it to work is just not working. So
Well,
then
say for
you
instance
learn.
that Nicole and Mark have a buckboard horse-drawn carriage business, and we
Okay.
make the finest horse-drawn carriage But as we go through the process, people are getting into cars and other different things. And instead of moving into using all of the positive stuff that we have to make the carriage company into the best car company, we stick with carriages. Well,
Right.
we used to sell 1,000 carriages a month, and now only 2 people buy them a month. We're still good at what we do, but we didn't change to where we
Mhm.
should sell, 80% cars and 20% carriages.
Right.
While that goes, it started off 20% carriages and then, or 80% carriages and 20% cars, and it needs to
Right.
change and balance as we go through. And that's just being open to try things. Like
Mhm.
when you and I started running the company in the beginning, we were open to doing dog tinctures or cat
Yeah.
tinctures or,
And expanding on the products, which have actually made the company a lot more successful than what it was even prior to the last one because of expanding and changing things around. Now it's a matter of getting the word out there, marketing wise, and see what works and what sticks. And positive feedback shows that learning the media portion of it and stuff is like it's helping.
absolutely. And
Hmm.
you're doing so good on that, and
I'm
if
trying.
you look in the past of the company, there was flyers and different
Hmm.
things that were really not working. And then you and I decided that we wanted to do interactive video, short
Right.
form video, and content creation. And, we're in that journey right now. And
Well, and prior, tons of money was spent towards marketing. Like tons of money was spent, whether it was something like flyers at a place. Like, of course, it's always great if you're like physically doing a show or whatever to have stickers or to do stuff, but to like just the constant kind of thing, it just wasn't landing. And I feel like what has been really good is to, I don't know, I guess teach people that like you're a normal human being. You're not here just because you're like, yep, we're going to make all this money. We're going to do all this stuff. Screw the people. Yay for us. Like we don't do any of that.
well,
And I feel like
the
that's how
commitment that we
people
had was to do it like any small mom and pop business would do it. And that's through guerrilla marketing and self
right?
promotion and things that
And
don't
doing
cost a lot of money.
organically, right?
Well,
That's what you call organic, right?
absolutely. And we want to
Mhm.
teach people that if you don't have a lot of money, you can still get started. And if you want to
Mhm.
borrow a bunch of money to try and get going, don't do that.
No, don't
Grow,
do that.
grow into things that are appropriate for you and it'll last. And
Hmm.
we're doing pretty good, I think.
We are. I'm very excited.
Yay us.
Yeah, I'm like, "Hooray, it's been great."
All right,
Yeah.
Nicole, I am running out of energy, so I'm going to have to go find
Yes.
a bed to nap in. But I love you so much.
I love
Yeah,
you.
and
Tell
I
your wonderful
really
wife hello.
appreciate you giving an old man a chance to be around.
No, I
And
appreciate you literally from the bottom of my heart. Like for giving somebody like me even the time of day to teach, do any of that. It genuinely means the world to me, Mark. You're a good person.
that's the yin and yang part of it.
I know.
You know.
I adore
And
you.
I think we're both very grateful to have each other and
Right.
this format to build a friendship and a relationship and help other people. And the helping of others is a keystone for Synergy CBD Labs. So if anybody in
Mhm.
the audience needs help with your business or
Reach out.
you want to join Colorado Elite, reach out to Nicole or me. We'll be getting signups ready for you guys. And if nobody told you that they love you today,
We love
we
you.
love you.
Hmm.
All right,
I
Nicole.
adore you. You have a wonderful day, Miss